What's going on, partners? Let's take another look at the Los Angeles County Probation Oversight Commission. And just like on the previous video, we're going to get to know a little bit about these commissioners. Today, we're going to look at Milinda Kakani, or as she likes to be called, Mili Kakani. Mili is on the Oversight Commission Board, but she is also the director of the Youth Justice and Children's Defense Fund, a fund with a goal to abolish our current juvenile incarcerational system. The very fund that she runs, its goal is to abolish the juvenile system. She's on this commission for a purpose. There is a reason that she's on this commission, and she's trying to abolish it. Is that the answer? I don't think so. And look at the marketing. They put a picture up of a kid that looks like he wouldn't get into any trouble. This kid looks like he's a straight-A student. There's no reason why I wouldn't want to help this kid out, right? Let's abolish the incarceration system. This is a great kid. We should not keep him behind brick walls. What are we doing? Why don't we show the real kids?
Tanya, with my mama, neighbor though. Yeah. She did.
Here on the side of Big, that's why you know all the bitches, the hoes they pull up with they trick, they park them right here, they get blunt right here. Grand see, look, got niggas calling from jail right now. All my niggas locked up, EC, nigga.
Yeah, come on.
Niggas come on this block, he crazy.
You already know where we at. 66 and Broadway, bitch. Yeah, the block on her. Ladder, you slide through, you get popped. Baby, I one way, free young.
How come your website doesn't show these guys? Because these are the guys that are in juvenile hall. These are the characters that are behind those walls. How come your website doesn't reflect this, Mili? Before I play the video, I want to warn you that Miss Kakani is very good at appealing to emotion. So she's going to vomit a bunch of words right now. They're going to get your emotions going. She's going to use words like outrage to get those emotions out of you. But I want you to pay attention to her overrealizations, her false dichotomies, and the fallacies that this statement has is just unbelievable. And if you just have a little bit of reasoning, a little bit of common sense, you can destroy her arguments. Have a listen.
I am Mili Kakani, Vice Chair of the Commission. Before we start today, I would be remiss to not acknowledge that we lost a young person at Barry J. Nidorf early Tuesday morning, and that every single one of us who touches that system, whether it's those of us who sit up here today, whether it's the public defender, the DA, every single paid employee of the probation department, we are all responsible for what happened. It is on us to ensure that it doesn't happen again. It is on us to ensure that every young person's humanity is recognized, valued, prioritized. And that we simply have to do better. This is a department that gets $416 million, or at least is slated to, this next fiscal year. And if we can't keep every young person alive with $416 million, that is outrageous. Felt it was important to acknowledge that. Thank you for those of you who are here in person. Thank you to those of you who are calling in, watching.
All right, let's pause right there and break a few things down. Her statement expresses a deep sense of responsibility, which is good. And then she overgeneralizes that responsibility to everyone involved in the system. But let's be honest, not everyone involved in the system had something to do with the actual incident that happened. And by you doing that, what happens is it dilutes accountability. And in my opinion, this board, this commission should be accountable for the death of that juvenile. Because this commission was established in 2020. This recording was May of 2023. This commission has already been meeting for approximately 3 years. This death happened under your watch. And now you're overgeneralizing the responsibility. You're responsible. You're accountable. The other statement that I have a problem with is when she mentions the $416 million budget and we can't keep the youth alive. Well, I hate to break it to you. I can give you the country's national debt, which I believe is like $34 trillion. Give you a group of juveniles to care for a period of 3 to 5 years. There's an in-custody death. 5 years if you're very lucky, but usually about 3. About 3 years you will have an in-custody death. And then they come in sets of 3, I like to say. I believe there's a saying that movie stars die in 3, 1 dies, and then 2 more will die days after. It's the same thing in custody death within a correctional system. For whatever reason, there is a death, and I like to say 3 more deaths are coming. Be on high alert, head on a swivel, because it's just something that happens. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much budget an agency has. People are going to die. They're going to die from natural causes. There's going to be accidents. There's going to be suicides. There's going to be murders. There's going to be overdoses. That's just what it is. It's a part of life. Life is not always happy. Life does not last forever. Regardless of the amount of money that you give at an agency, it is pretty much impossible to keep a human alive forever. So that statement is ridiculous. Another problem that I have with the $416 million statement, and I believe it went something like this. If we can't keep every young person alive with $416 million, that's an outrage. We're just assuming that funding is the key to preventing people from dying, which we know that's not the case. Even billionaires die. Now, I do not want to undermine the seriousness of the issue. I hope that Ms. Kakani, that her intentions are genuine. My intent is to bring notice to the lack of knowledge, the lack of experience, the lack of education. But she has no real experience on how a detention center, how a correctional facility needs to be ran. You want to fix everything, and everything can't be fixed. And when we think about crime, when we think about criminals, inmates, juveniles, there is going to be a small segment of the population that just cannot be fixed. They're not going to be able to be rehabilitated. And there is going to be the need, and there will always be the need, realistically, for detention facilities for these types of people. This is where I'm going to end the video. I am going to be doing more research on the Youth Justice and Children Defense Fund. Most of the research that I've been doing from other commissioners and other commissions, a lot of it ends at these defense funds, at these nonprofit foundations that give money to these organizations and these commissioners to push the agendas. But for now, partners, that's all I got. Remember to hold the line and hold them accountable.